Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Wednesday. We got 11 matchups on this NBA slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below. And you guys already know, if you guys like betting on NBA player props, go ahead and check out ParlayPlay in the link below. And yeah, hopefully get some nice wins. And yeah, we'll hop in it here. Pretty busy slate today, 11 matchups. Starting with the Atlanta Hawks versus the Detroit Pistons. Hawks opening up as 5.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 225. The last three head-to-head, Detroit is 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The over's hit in one out of the last three matchups. Looks like Detroit getting some players back. Corey Joseph, Kelly Olynyk, and Jeremy Grant are all probable, which is good. Atlanta 6-4 in their last 10, coming off a nice win over the Knicks. Detroit 4-6 in their last 10. They've been struggling here. They're 1-6 in their last 7. They did beat Atlanta by 3 in their last meeting. Yeah, Atlanta 2-8 covering the spread right now. 1-6 covering on the road. Detroit 12-1-2 covering the spread. Pretty amazing covering team. I like the Hawks here. I know they're coming off a back-to-back, but as long as Trae Young's playing again, Trae Young coming off that super hot 45-point game, I believe. I like Atlanta in this matchup. Honestly, not in love with the spread. I could totally see Detroit covering the spread, getting Jeremy Grant back. But I do like the Hawks to win on the road. Coming off a nice win over the Knicks. I like them to bring some of that momentum into this matchup here. Kind of stay away from the spread, but I do like the Hawks on the road. Next matchup, we have the New York Knicks versus the Charlotte Hornets. The Hornets opening up as a 6.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 226. The last three head-to-head, Charlotte is 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The over's hit in one out of the last three matchups. I do see Julius Randle is questionable. He was out in the last matchup. Knicks on a 2-game losing streak right now. Charlotte on a 5-game winning streak. On a pretty good stretch here. Charlotte 4-1 covering the spread. 5-0 at home against the Knicks. The Knicks just 2-6 covering against Charlotte. Knicks coming off a tough loss against Atlanta at home last night. And I like the Hornets here. I'm not in love with the spread. 6.5 points. Not in love. I think Knicks could keep it close here. But I do like Charlotte coming into this at home on a 5-game winning streak. I think they can get it done against this Knicks team coming off a back-to-back. And we're riding this streak. We're taking Charlotte at home. Not in love with the spread, to be honest. So be cautious with that spread. Next matchup, we have the Sacramento Kings versus the Indiana Pacers. Pacers opening up as 5.5-point home favorites with the over-under at 236. The last 10 head-to-head, the Pacers are 7-3, 5-5 covering the spread. The over's hit in 4 out of the last 10 matchups. I do see no De'Aaron Fox or Sabonis for the Kings. I do see Halliburton is questionable for the Pacers. Kings on a 3-game losing streak. They're 2-8 in their last 10. Pacers on a 2-game winning streak right now. And is what it is. Not the best looking matchup here, but Kings dealing with some bad injuries here to some of their star players. And you get the Pacers coming off a 2-game winning streak. I like the Pacers at home. Still not in love with the spread. These 5.5-point spreads are tough, man. I'm just not in love with it with these bad teams. So be cautious with any of these spreads, but I do like the Pacers at home. Next matchup, we have the Brooklyn Nets versus the Memphis Grizzlies. The Nets opening up as 2.5-point road favorites with the over-under at 236. The last 3 head-to-head, Memphis is 3-0. 3-0 covering the spread. The over's hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. No Dragic for the Nets here, but no Ja Morant. Ja Morant is out. That's probably why the Nets are favorites here. Brooklyn, 6-1 in their last 7. They're playing pretty good basketball right now. Memphis 7-3 in their last 10. Brooklyn 7-0-1 covering the spread on the road. Memphis 8-1 at home. We know, really good home team. You know, if Ja Morant are playing, it would make this pick a lot more interesting. But you know, getting Kyrie and Durant on the road, coming into this playing good, I like the Nets money line on the road. You know, without Ja Morant, it's gonna be tough. Especially if Kyrie was out, it'd be pretty even. But you know, with Kyrie and Durant, I'm gonna take the Nets on the road. Next matchup, we have the Golden State Warriors versus the Miami Heat. The Heat opening up as 7-point home favorites with the over-under at 214.5. The last 3 head-to-head, the Warriors are 2-1, 1-2 covering the spread. The overs hit in each of the last 3 matchups. Still no Curry this season. I do see Jimmy Butler, Oladipo, and Tyler Herro are all questionable. Warriors on a 3-game losing streak, coming off a 4-point loss against the Magic. I mean, that's a tough loss there. Miami coming off that Philly loss. They're 6-4 in their last 10. Miami 5-1 covering at home against Golden State. Golden State just 1-6 covering against Miami. Be sure to check Jimmy Butler's status, but the fact you get the Warriors coming off a back-to-back, coming off a loss against the Magic here, very disappointing. I like the Heat at home. They've been really good at home. Hopefully Jimmy Butler does play, but be sure to check his status. If Jimmy Butler plays, I do like the Heat and the spread at home. If Jimmy Butler doesn't play, I might lean more towards the Warriors plus the points, so be sure to check his status. That'll kind of determine everything, honestly. So if Jimmy Butler plays, we're taking the Heat. If not, I think the Warriors will be able to cover on the road. Next matchup, we have the Utah Jazz versus the Boston Celtics. Boston opening up as a 5.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 220. The last 3 head-to-head, Utah is 3-0, 2-1 covering the spread. The overs hit in 2 out of the last 3 matchups. Utah, no Bogdanovich or House Jr. Utah 6-4 in their last 10. Boston, coming into this on a 4-game winning streak, they're 9-1 in their last 10. Utah 5-2 covering against the Celtics, 6-1 in their last 7 against the Celtics. Celtics 9-2 at home, excellent home team. 5.5 points. I think that's way too much. If Donovan Mitchell were out or Conley, that makes sense. But they're getting Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Gobert are all playing. That's good enough for me to trust the Jazz on the road. I know Celtics are playing good basketball, really good at home, but 5.5 points. I mean, that's a pretty even matchup here, and give me the Jazz plus 5.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Orlando Magic versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Magic opening up as a 2-point road favorite with the over-under at 219. The last 10 head-to-head, the Thunder are 7-3, 7-3 covering the spread. The overs hit in 5 out of the last 10 matchups. I do see Gary Harris is questionable for the Magic. No Jalen Suggs. Derek Favors, along with mostly everybody's out. SGA is questionable for the Thunder, so be sure to check his status. Magic on a 2-game winning streak right now. They did just beat the Thunder by 5 in their last meeting 2 games ago. OKC, 0-10 right on a 10-game losing streak. 0-11 at home. Surprisingly, they're 5-1 covering the spread, but an ugly matchup. I'm staying away from it. But if I had to choose, I'm going to take Magic money line on the road on a 2-game winning streak. They did just beat the Thunder. The Thunder just has too many people out. It's just hard to trust them. That's why they haven't been able to get any wins in a long time. I'm going to take the Magic on the road. Next matchup, we have the Phoenix Suns versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Phoenix opening up as a 1.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 236. The last 10 head-to-head, Phoenix 7-3. 7-3 covering the spread. The over's hit in 4 out of the last 10 matchups. Jay Crowder and Cameron Payne are probable for Phoenix. Karl-Anthony Towns is questionable, so be sure to check his status. Phoenix on a 5-game winning streak right now. They're playing good basketball. Minnesota 8-2 in their last 10. I mean, they're playing good basketball as well. Phoenix 6-1 against Minnesota. 5-2 covering against Minnesota. Minnesota 6-0 covering the spread. Only a 1.5 point favorite, so it's pretty much a pick'em scenario. I gotta take the Suns on the road. Been a great road team. Getting some players back today, and I'm going to take the Suns in this matchup on the road. Next matchup, we have the Houston Rockets versus the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas opening up as 9.5 point home favorites with the over-under at 225.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Dallas is 3-0, 2-1 covering the spread. The over's hit in 1 out of the last 3 matchups. No Luka for this matchup here. Davis Bertans is out as well. Houston 3-7 in their last 10. They did lose to Dallas by 13 in their last meeting. Dallas 7-3 in their last 10. Houston 0-5 covering on the road. Dallas 16-4 at home where they've been able to get it done. I still like the Mavs at home here. I know there's no Luka, but that's why I'm kind of I don't love the spread without Luka. I think the Houston could definitely keep it close. Staying away from the spread, but I still do like the Mavs at home. I think Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie and the rest of the gang should be able to get it done against this bad Rockets team. And I'm going to take the Mavs at home, but with no Luka, very cautious with that 10, pretty much 10-point spread. So going to take the Mavs at home. Next matchup, we have the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Philly opening up as 7.5 point road favorites with the over-under at 229.5. The last 10 head-to-head, Philly is 8-2. 8-2 covering the spread. The over's hit in 4 out of the last 10 matchups. I do see Embiid and Harden are probable, so that's good. LeBron is questionable. LeBron's questionable every game, so just be sure to check his status. Philly 6-4 in their last 10. Lakers 4-6 in their last 10, coming off a Cleveland win. Philly 6-1 covering against the Lakers, and they're 6-1 straight up against the Lakers. I just don't trust the Lakers here. Going to be tough. This is a really good Sixers team. Getting him, Embiid and Harden good to go. Man, the spread, at home, I could see the Lakers covering the spread, making it interesting, but I just don't have any faith in the Lakers here, not against the Sixers. Give me the Sixers, and then be cautious with that spread on the road. And then the last matchup, we have the San Antonio Spurs versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Spurs opening up as 8-point road favorites with the over-under at 233.5. The last 3 head-to-head, Portland is 2-1. 2-1 covering the spread. The over, just 0-3 in the last 3 matchups. No Lonnie Walker or Langford for the Spurs. Portland missing so many people here. The Spurs 4-6 in their last 10. Portland just 2-8 in their last 10. Kind of an ugly matchup. Not in love with it. I do like the Spurs on the road. Not in love with the 8-point spread, I'll be honest. A lot of these spreads concern me on this slate. I could see a lot of these underdogs covering. As bad as Portland is, I think they could most definitely cover at home. But I do like the Spurs to win on the road. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Wednesday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Thursday. Have a good one.